Hi, this is Lucy, and today I'm going to show you how to build this tiny British pub. You will need a flamer trap or a friend in PvP and catwalks to make this build. If that's something you're interested in, please stay tuned. So, time for a quick tour. You may be familiar with this area. I will show you where we are on the map. We are right next to, or between, Hornwright Industrial Headquarters and the Charleston Railroad Station. Now, I have built here before. I have built on this side of the road. But the reason I moved it was there is actually a spawn point here, a random encounter, random spawn point, and I came back to find a vertibird in my camp one day, so I moved it across the road. Luckily I'd just built a couple of walls, I hadn't done much. This is also a popular spot here, but I didn't really have enough space for everything I wanted to do. So here we are. This is a British pub, which is a public house. It's what I would call a city pub, which is normally a Victorian or Edwardian house, sometimes older, that's been converted into a bar. It is quite small. We have the traditional London piano in the pub. The food specials today are bangers and mash and fish and chips, which is a bit stereotypical, but those letters take up a lot of budget. I once actually saw an interview with William Shatner where he said he liked Bangor sausages. Bangor sausages aren't really a thing. I think he meant bangers. Bangers is just a term that we use sometimes for sausages. A tiny little kitchen. We also have a garden room. Some pubs have gardens. In the inner cities, a lot of them don't have the space. There are other types of pubs. We have country pubs, which are usually small manor houses or big farmhouses that have been converted into pubs with gardens. But this is a city pub. Out the back, we have a very small workshop, which is set lower than the garden room, so you can't really see it. So over here, you might notice there's a Nuka-Cola door. Now, this door, I could not get it any closer, and this door is the most forgiving and probably the most appropriate for what I've used it for. About a year ago, a friend and I were playing Anna Soltron, and she was building in this area, she noticed that she could get a vault atrium shelter entrance in this doorway. So I have used that and I have built myself a little jazz bar and speakeasy. I will quickly show you. So this is the entrance. There is a coat check or, bouncer, doorman. And this is the bar, where they sell interesting cocktails. There are planetarian lamps in here and they work intermittently. Sometimes you get a nice pattern on the floor and ceiling. I have been in here 3 times today and they just will not work. So we have a little bathroom. No sinks in shelters. I do not know why. It's stupid, but there we go. Bethesda. We have some musical instruments which I liberated from Vault 51. And a little stage. Back here we have a little workshop. It's got my fermenter and various bits and bobs in. And an office for the manager. This is a fairly straightforward build. I hate building in shelters. Above I have suspended some coloured light bulbs. Unfortunately, I don't have that many shelters. The Vault Atrium shelter, you cannot turn the lights off. I would have liked to do a lot more with the lighting. It's a bit light for me, but you cannot turn the lights off. I believe in the silo one you can, but I don't own that. And money is a bit tight at the moment as I've had to mortgage my cats to pay the power bills and the food bills and everything else, as I'm sure you're in the same situation. Out of the front I do have a power armour frame that I didn't have space for at the back, and I have a fusion core generator which uses 20 power, so I have actually glitched a fusion generator into the house in there. I just used the hot pot cooker trick to get into there. Upstairs we have a little apartment. This is out here because, again, this is something, the fermenter, you cannot put it in a shelter because, yeah, who knows? Tiny little apartment for the barman or whoever to live here. Obviously you. Little bathroom. Fairly simple. I like the colours actually in here. But then Lucy likes pink. And green and orange and purple. So, let's get started with the build. So I have moved my camp widget and stored all my pieces, and I'm going to show you how to make a start. I tried to line this up with this house roughly. I mean, it's not going to be perfect because you can't get your foundation quite in the right place, but so do that and use that as a gap and then remove that one. This is the front porch. If it's a little bit high, just lower it. Be aware that there are quite a lot of weeds here. Now, we want to make sure that these are going in the right direction. So going to swap to this. The pub is 4 like so, and then the garden room at the back. We have this little kind of porch area here. Now, I'm not going to put these foundations down yet. You will see why in a minute. The build set I used was the one that came with the pit. But if you don't have it, you could use this set instead. If you're wondering how people have gotten this and you haven't figured it out, it's not available in the standard Atom store. If you go to buy atoms, there is a set under that. You will have to pay real money and not atoms. I justify the cost by basically because I have patrons, it's what they pay me to do. So this is the set. It is very attractive. I'll start with the doorway. I think it's the wrong way round. Is it? No, it was the right way round to start with. It can be a bit confusing. This is the window I used downstairs. Upstairs I used 2 of these ones with balconies. Another doorway at the back. And then the rest will be plain walls. Plain walls on both sides. And to get small windows at the top, I use 2 halves. Like so. That actually needs to be a doorway for the apartment building. Here we go. Right. Now, you will probably have noticed that I did not use floors upstairs. I used roofs, and I used this roof in the plain flat one. I am really looking forward to the build camera that they've said they're going to give us. I use it a lot in No Man's Sky. Once you get used to it, it makes things so much easier. Right, we are now going to put a catwalk on here, but before we do that, we have to put a door in. Now, I use the yellow door. We're going to put the handle to the left. Now, you might find that it will go in like that. Sometimes it will not. I just wish that this was consistent. I have had so many problems with this. If you do have a problem and you can't put the door on, put another roof the other side. Now, I've also had a problem that it won't work with these roofs. It definitely works with the base roofs. So I'm telling you that now because what's just happened has not been my experience with this build. So it's not consistent, but hopefully, given those tips, you should be able to do it. Now, I'm just going to get up here. If you don't have a jetpack, just take one of these off. We're going to put a catwalk on here to put the catwalk corner on, and if you watched my Lapin Latte video, you will think that it's easy, that you can just snap a catwalk on here. But you can't. Catwalks only snap on the inside. That was a double wall building, so it was easy to snap the catwalk on. Now, with the door on, it can be problematic. You can try swapping the door out to different things, but again, I have not found it to be consistent. So what I'm actually going to do is flame trap the door. You can put the roof back on if you can't reach it, but you should be able to reach it from there. It has in fact broken the wall as well, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to snap the catwalk on the inside, and then we can snap the corner piece to there like so. We can add a ladder. Like so, and the reason that's why there is no foundation under here, because this ladder is not snapping to a snap point on a foundation, so you won't get it on if the foundation is underneath. Now we need to remove this inner catwalk, which will remove the outer catwalk, but you can now snap the outer catwalk back onto the top of the ladder, like so. I hope that made sense. We can repair the wall. Whoops, I'm on. We can repair the door. We can put a foundation under it now. Like so. And we need to put our roofs back. Which is probably going to be easier underneath. Oh no, there is a mark on the top of the roof, so you can see which direction it's going in. Put the roofs up here. I am going to use the same pieces, but I am going to use these ones like so. This is this piece with the tall bit on the front. I cannot get it to go in the right direction. Come on, you go. Got it. And for the back, I just used the one with the smaller trim. If you're not sure they're on the right way, get up on the roof and check. There we go. That looks fine. Obviously, if you have any bits of weed popping up, just stick some confetti underneath. For the garden room, I'm going to put these walls on whichever window ways you want. I've fallen off. Like so. Put the triangles on. For the roofs, I think I used the curved roofs because some of these have an actual slight curve on them and some of them are flat. Again, whichever ones you want to... They have different open window options. When I first saw these, silly Lucy, I thought you'd actually be able to open and close the windows. No. But it's better than nothing. Not complaining. Well, I am complaining. So, and you will notice also that this is the reason I put those half windows upstairs. Go away. Go away. Sorry, just randomly murdering a sattler. Yes, because if you put regular windows up here, these roofs would overlap them. To do the workshop area, add another foundation. We'll go this way, it's probably easier because otherwise it'll be too high. Remove that. We are going to lower this. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to hold down A and then use the right shoulder button. If you do it too much, it will pull towards you, but it should be enough for our purposes. It's still a little bit high. Now this is lower. I mean, just however low you want it. Now I can't take that one off. Foundations, eh? No. God. Right. This wasn't this difficult when I did it the first time. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, looking good. Obviously swap out the floors for whatever style you want. I think I used this one to... Are they going the right way? Never mind. To make it look like cobbles. Same at the back. I can't remember what floor I put in here. I think the trouble is when I build something, I decorate it. And I spend so long fiddling and changing the wallpaper and everything else that, yeah, I then forget. I used this wallpaper on the inside. That much I do remember. It's very Art Nouveau. I actually really like it. You will have noticed there was a bathroom upstairs in this corner. The way I tend to do these, the easiest way I've found, is downstairs before you decorate. Put some double walls like this. Go upstairs and you will be able to put double walls like so. The reason I'm putting the wallpaper on now, and I quite often have this problem, is if you're going to be sticking stuff on the outside, like shelves, lights and whatever, make sure you have your wallpaper on first, because if you put your wallpaper, even if you change it, just if you can't decide what you want, put any wallpaper on. If you swap your wallpaper, all of the things you've put attached to the outside will stay on there. If you have not put wallpaper on, it will remove everything. Thought we'd tile the bathroom. Obviously, if you change your ladder up, you could put the white Vault-Tec one or one of the ones with fancy railings, up to you. For this area, I used these metal railings around like so, and the front. I didn't put stairs on the end here. I think I might be over slightly. I had a problem getting them on this end, so I put them here. And on this end. And round the back here. I did put a gate in here. It is being... Oh, no, it's gone on. Right, there we go. I thought it was going to be difficult. Why would anything in 76 be difficult, Lucy? Right. Obviously, you can remove these walls. If you are wondering how I did the window boxes on the outside, I did actually do a video on how to do them. I will put a link down below. The one thing I will advise you if you are going to do that is do not try and attach them to these walls. Oops, in the wallpaper section. change it to something flat like this, where it's got lines and you can line them up, so you can sort of say, okay, it's 3 from the bottom, and also they're much easier to go on a smooth surface like that. And then you just convert your wall back to the width, to the balcony set, and to the pit set, and it works fine. I think that is pretty much it. If you're wanting to know how I got a door in here, I'm assuming if you watch other YouTubers, I'm assuming you watch other YouTubers, and there is a trick with build this on a foundation, a doorway, a catwalk, and an object, small object, you can use whatever you like, just in front of the doorway, and it means you can place a doorway anywhere. So it will drive you crazy trying to get it close, but you can then attach a door convert the doorway to a plain wall, and you have a floating door. Now this is what I meant about using the Nuka-Cola door, because it is the most forgiving, although I apparently have it the wrong way. Ooh, actually. That might even be better. I put a staircase in here because it was being a pain to get up here. Obviously it's not very straight. But, yeah, I might turn mine round now. Ooh, yes. Although I don't know how you can close the door. Can you? Oh, yeah, okay. That might work. So, I hope you like the build. I hope you have fun with it. That's all from me today. Thank you for watching.